Welcome to You Tried Dat, a podcast all about snack food. Join us as we embark on a delicious journey through the vast and tasty world of snack foods. From classic treats to the latest and greatest in snack innovation, we've got you covered. We'll be chatting with industry experts, taste testing the latest flavors, and sharing our thoughts on all things snack related. Whether you're a snack connoisseur or just looking for some tasty recommendations, You Tried Dat is the perfect podcast for you. So grab a bag of your favorite snack and join us on this tasty adventure.
You tried it. You Tried Dat. I'm Nick Norwick with my pals Chad Hancock.
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Whoa.
Whoa.
God damn it.
Someone's balls just dropped over there.
Hello.
Please tell me that was the AI.
I get snipped and a week later I can't even talk like a man anymore.
So who's our industry expert today?
Oh, we have Orville Redenbacher here to talk to us about.
Well, we did have some industry experts before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like who?
Like my brother David, who's an expert in the industry of photography. I don't know.
Yeah.
Used to have a job working on the line at Frito-Lay.
Didn't we have someone that used to work at Quaker Oats on one time or something?
Leah worked with
With
Quaker Oats or something.
Yes!
Like that.
Industry
there we go.
expert.
That's our industry expert.
Plugged into the industry.
Thanks, Leah.
So that intro was made by AI, but
You couldn't tell.
Wow.
the information put in by my friend and loyal listener, Carolyn. Thanks, Carolyn, providing that intro.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
I liked it.
You know who's the ultimate AI? Mr. Grinch.
Yeah.
Why?
because we have a story about Grinch.
I do have a story about Grinch. Well, actually, maybe this is something. Maybe this is an idea that an AI came up with. I think is what this is. So the headline here, this is from HuffPo. It says, Arizona police ticket driver for carpooling with inflatable Grinch. So this is from Phoenix. The Grinch came early for an Arizona driver who tried to pass off an inflatable figure of the Dr. Seuss character as a passenger. The Arizona Department of Public Safety says a state trooper last week noticed a car in a high-occupancy vehicle lane on Interstate 10 in Phoenix with a, quote, suspicious-looking green passenger.
Nice.
See what they did there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
While the gag may have caused the officer's heart to grow, it did not stop the driver from getting cited for being in the HOV lane during a restricted time, but the agency couldn't help but post a photo of the Grinch figure with the driver's face blurred on its Twitter account. They are urging motorists to follow all traffic laws. And this picture, I sent you guys a text of this picture. It is very funny.
Why wouldn't you pick like a dummy or an inflatable thing that looks like a human being? That's not like, how is that going to fool anyone?
It is very blatantly obvious, bright neon green, the Grinch.
Dress the Grinch up. Like, you put a hat on it, some clothes.
Mustache.
Yeah.
Grinch is only wearing a scarf. So even if they were fooled, they would probably cite you for having a naked passenger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Put the Grinch in like a trench coat and a fedora. Dress him up like an old detective.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you think they were maybe they were just hunting down the Who's?
What?
They could have been. Was he a Who hunter or did he just ruin?
When you're talking about putting him in a trench coat, the first thing I think of when someone says wearing a trench coat is like a flasher.
Of course.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You thought it was a detective, though.
Well, like Dick Tracy wore like a trench coat with like a fedora, and then he also flashed his enemies. So Dick Tracy had like a distractingly large hog, and so to distract everyone.
Why it's called Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
What are some qualities of Dick Tracy? Like the guy himself.
Good.
I don't know one fucking thing about Dick Tracy.
Like, what do you need to know? He's a great detective. He's handsome.
Right, but characters have like qualities, right? Like what was Dick Tracy like?
All right, I'm going to Google qualities of Dick Tracy. And here's what it says. Brave, persistent, and just. Dick Tracy is as upstanding as his jaw is square, and his jaw is pretty square.
So he's sort of the anti-Grinch.
Yeah. You need someone upstanding and trustworthy to take down the likes of Normal Jones.
And what was the one? Pear-shaped.
Pear-shaped.
The other Dick Tracy villain we looked up. Named because he was so-called pear-shaped.
What are your thoughts on Grinch? Because like some people I think feel there's like this Grinch like support because they feel like people are a dick to Grinch.
Grinch support?
Like people make like everyone's singing songs about how he's a dick and stuff. And they're like, yeah, no kidding. That'd be mean too, but he
hides in the cave and eats onions and tries to ruin Christmas every year. If the only time I saw this motherfucker was when he tried to ruin Christmas, I think he's an asshole too.
Yeah.
I've disliked people for a lot less than the Grinch is acting.
I've disliked Grinch for years.
I've had it in for the Grinch since day one.
I hated the Grinch ever since he cut me off in traffic that one time.
Yeah.
When he was hunting.
Weren't you mad when Grinch used an inflatable blow up of himself to get through the family use lane or whatever? Fucking Grinch. And he abuses that poor dog. That poor dog like wants to be friendly with him, and he has to like carry a whole sleigh up a mountain. That's abuse, brother.
Holy shit, that guy just cut me off. That's the goddamn Grinch. No kidding.
And then he looked over and he's like, "Move out of the way! I'm hunting whoos!" And then I let him go by.
So is he killing the whoos in your
you
narrative?
keep talking about hunting whoos.
He didn't hunt a fucking who one
Isn't
day
that what
in
he
his life.
does? He just like drives down the street and tries to run the whoos over? I think that's
that would be a much different interpretation of the text, I think. But yeah.
The text. The great Grinch scrolls.
or is he hunting for that hootang? So he's like, looking to pick up some whoos late at night.
Maybe that's why he hates them, because the whoos don't give it up. And none of the whoos want to be with him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't remember any like splash pages in the middle of the original text where he's just mowing down whoos left and right in his who-mobile.
You got to get that director's cut text.
Oh, okay.
That's where that happens.
That's fair.
Things get pretty susical, if you know what I mean. What was the term?
Suspicious.
Yeah, suspicious.
Have you guys seen the Jim Carrey Grinch? He looks frightening.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a kid's movie. He looks bizarre.
I haven't seen Grinch 1 since the original Grinch cartoon.
Yeah. I haven't watched any Grinch content in like over 30 years. You're like, he abuses a dog. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, he puts peanut butter all over his ball. No. Do you remember? So you guys also haven't seen the more recent animated Grinch with like Benedict Cumberbatch as Grinch?
Grinch content.
Yeah.
I'm not a big consumer of Grinch content. Let me put it that way.
Did you see the gritty Zack Snyder reboot of the Grinch where he just like starts just ripping throats out and fucking brooding on the top of a castle?
It's like 4 hours long and half in slow motion. Just, he like mows the whoos down.
Just throwing spiked candy canes through who's aortas.
Finally, Cindy Lou Who is like, Martha! And he's like, why'd you say that name?
Yeah. Oh, the Grinch verse.
Anyway, what do we have to... Was there a point to ask us why we saw the new one? Was there something?
No, my kids love it, and they want to watch it every year now, and I can't stand it. I have to get up and leave.
Just the new one. They don't want to watch the original or the Jim Carrey or anything else.
No, they want to watch the new one with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Mm-hmm. How's it different than the old one?
It's not. I mean, it's longer, and it's like...
It's really fucking long. It's 3 times as long.
It's double the length runtime of Avatar. They're like there's a scene where
James
he walks
Cameron's Who Hunting.
Grinch: The Way of Who Hunting. That was the sequel.
he's walking through the town, and all the Who's are hiding from him, and he's like buying supplies and being a jerk. And then there's a scene at the end where like,
what kind of supplies we talking here? Like sniper scope? And...
Yeah, he went to an army surplus store and bought a scope and some camouflage and a ghillie suit and hung out, just sniping from the top of a mountain. It's about the Great Massacre.
Why
of
does he need camouflage? He's already green. Just get in the bush.
Neon green is exactly what they wear.
Okay. He's buying white camo.
And he drives a Camry, which is easy to spot.
He's got a big Who scraping grill on the front, though. They can bowl them Who's over. It's pretty violent, actually.
Yeah.
It's really macabre.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I can see why your kids would want to watch that. Then. That sounds pretty cool, honestly.
Constant nightmares.
What's the Quentin Tarantino movie where Kurt Russell has a car that's meant to murder people?
Death Proof?
Death Machine, Death Proof.
That's about to based off Grinch, isn't it?
No, Grinch Proof.
Death Hoof. Grinch Proof.
He just drives around and has a Who's hanging off his windshield or whatever happens in that movie. I forget.
Yeah.
All I remember from that movie is the one scene. You guys seen that movie? All I remember from that movie is one scene where like the cars crash and like there's a slow-mo shot of like a wheel like tearing up someone's face. And I'm just like, why am I watching this fucking movie?
Yeah.
It's either that or Grinch content. It's all that they put out.
I should have. Forget Tarantino content. I want more Grinch content.
Every year, Tarantino or Grinch.
Yeah. That's actually the problem with like, and seriously, that's like the more problem with newer movies is everything's either Marvel movies or Grinch content.
I heard the Grinch is going to be the big bad of the Phase 6 of Marvel. It turns out like Ant-Man's a Who, and he wants to kill him.
Grinch wants to eliminate half the Who's, so he's gathering the Grinchfinity stones. What are we talking about?
This is the worst intro ever.
You didn't like Grinchfinity stones?
All right, at Grinchfinity stones, we're gonna start eating snacks. We have 3 snacks. We rate them on a 5-point scale. I love that, like that, indifferent to that, dislike that, and hate that. Let's start with the OG, the lifesavers. Today we got 3 kind of chewy. This isn't chewy, but I don't know.
Specifically says hard candy on it, actually.
They're not all hard candies. I guess the spree is somewhere in between, but
they're fruit. Like, they're fruit chews or fruit candy.
Yeah, fruit mouth
fruit
candies.
discs.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's 5 flavors to these. If you don't remember, I don't remember pineapple being an original, and that's kind of a unique flavor. But it's pineapple, orange, watermelon, raspberry, and cherry.
I haven't had a regular lifesaver in many a day. Do you normally if you have a lifesaver, is it more likely to be the mint, like a mint one, or a fruit one?
No, it's more likely to be a chewy lifesaver, actually.
Oh, okay.
I probably haven't had a lifesaver since the last time I saw Grinch content, if I'm being honest.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Don't hit me with your car. I have a long life to live and some children at home, Mr. Grinch.
His body bag grew 3 sizes that day as he stuffed it full of Who corpses. I got a watermelon to start.
I got an apple. Is the green one apple?
Wait. There's no apple.
There's no apple. It must be watermelon.
Yeah.
Ugh. You're a mean one.
A cherry.
Mr. Grinch, you drive a Ford Escape.
I thought he was driving a Camry. He upgraded.
Yeah, he fucked that one up. Smashing.
You wrote a manifesto and have a clip full of ammo, Mr. Grinch.
With arsenic sauce.
See, and you haven't watched Grinch content. You were right on that. That's a niche Grinch bowl.
I know that song because they like played it at my daughter's preschool, and then she started requesting us to play it all the time around the house.
Uh-oh. You got a Grinch head. She's becoming a Grinch head.
Grinch-a-mania running wild in that house.
Next thing I know, she's going to be getting Grinch tattoos and I need the novelization, Daddy. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
I have a tattoo of the Grinch peeing on a Chevy logo on my back.
On your back?
Uh-huh. I don't want to see it.
Where else are you going to put it? I got a tattoo of the Grinch on my dick.
You put that shit right on your fucking throat, dude. He needs to be peeing on your Adam's apple.
Yeah, he can do that.
All right, Geiger.
Yeah.
Lifesavers.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, they're just kind of... This is the basic candy of all time. This is the most straightforward. But, I don't know. I like it, I guess. I don't like the watermelon flavor because I don't like watermelon, but the cherry's good. You've had a Lifesaver before. It's a hard fruit candy. It's not anything revolutionary, but they're pleasant. I'll like that. I like these.
I like that to start. Chad, would you touch these Lifesavers with a 39.5-foot pole?
No. So I tried 3 flavors here. I got the watermelon. I agree with Geiger. That's bad. The cherry was pretty good. And then I tried the raspberry, which again, I did not like. It was a little too sour. For me, actually, it's more a consistency thing here with these, where it's you kind of bite them. Part of them are stuck in my teeth, which always bugs me. You guys know that. Mm-hmm. And I just don't think there's anything really there besides just generic sweetness with a hint of fruit. It's just not a candy for me. I think I'm going to give them a very, very mild dislike that.
I'm more with Geiger. I think they're a little better than I remember them being. I don't know. I feel like a lot of other newer versions of this are toned down a bit. Don't taste quite as fruity. I don't know if that's a health, that they're a bit healthier or what it is, but I think they're kind of tasty. I would have no issue eating these. I'm going to give them a low level like that. So we have 2 likes and a dislike. It's a decent little score for the Lifesavers. Let's do the Mentos next. We have the Mentos fruit versions. I'm not sure if I've had these or not.
I have not.
I'm not sure I've ever had a Mentos.
I've had the mint ones. When I was in high school, at our senior class banquet, I won most fun to be around and most likely to star in a Mentos commercial. So,
what the fuck does that mean?
Because you can move a car parallel park style by lifting it or whatever.
A cheesy fuck or something?
Yeah, because it was a cheesy fuck, right? Because it's all that Da Fresh Maker and all that.
You can give you can give a really good thumbs up or something.
Probably. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it was an insult or not. And I never actually did one, so it was false. I showed wrong. Are these chewy? Am I supposed to chew them?
Yeah.
Okay. I was voted most likely to be the Grinch.
I was voted most likely to get run over by the Grinch because nobody knew who I was. They were like, "Who?" So I was a who. Get it?
Oh yeah. Get it? Get it?
All right. Great. We'll cut that.
So I don't see the flavors listed, but I have come across a pink, a yellow, and an orange. Has anyone seen anything other than that?
I think those are the 3 flavors. If you look at the picture, it's strawberry, oranges, and lemons.
All right. Yeah, those are the 3 flavors I've had so far.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chad, you're starting off. What do you think of the Mento?
Let's just spit this out.
Spitting it out.
Just gotta chew it.
So I can talk.
And now you're picking at your teeth. So it's definitely going to be. I can see this. He's foreshadowing this rating.
Well, because you asked me that right as I bit into it, but I mean, to me, this is like strictly worse than the Lifesaver in every way, actually. And I think it's harder to chew. The flavor is blander. Like, at least the other one had like some more noticeable flavor. Like, I don't detect any strawberry with the strawberry one. There's no lemon for the lemon one, as you guys know. Love lemon, so that's disappointing. Yeah, this thing kind of sucks, actually. I am going to give it a hate dat.
What in the fuck?
How's a hate dat? That's pretty harsh.
Channeling the Grinch here with your ratings. Pretty.
I'm a Mentos hunter now.
I think this is a little better than the Lifesaver, actually.
Wow.
I'd rather eat this than the Lifesaver.
Wow.
There was some other brand of this type of candy. I can't remember what the name was, but I think it was like a generic Mento that I ate as a kid. So it's kind of, I think they sold it at like my middle school or something. And so I would get it at lunch all the time. Or it kind of reminds me of that. I don't know why. I think it tastes good. I could definitely eat this package. And I prefer a chewy, slightly. This is harder chew. You know, you got to work at it a little. But I do prefer it to a Lifesaver style sit and suck on the candy version. So I'm going to give this another like that, but to me, they have the slight edge over the Lifesaver.
The Lifesaver is a sit and suck on the candy style snack for you. Sit and suck on this candy.
Lifesaver is like a sit and suck on the candy. Mentos is get down on your knees and suck on this candy.
Yeah.
To finish it up.
And Spree is bend over and take this candy.
Bend over and take the candy. But also, you suck on another Spree and you put a Spree in each of your hands.
Yeah. So. It's Chinese Spree finger guns.
Rotisserie Spree style.
You can't spree, you fuck. So I think this is stupid. I think this is fine. I don't like them as much as the Lifesaver. To me, they just taste a lot more artificial. Like, it's a lot more chemically tasting. That said, I don't mind it. Like the strawberry ones. Give it to them. I kind of don't mind the strawberry flavor. The lemon flavor, I agree with Chad. Lemon's not my brand like it is for Chad, but it was bad. I guess I'll split the difference and just say indifferent. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it was as good as the Lifesavers.
Do you prefer, Geiger, the mint one to this?
I've had them, but I couldn't tell you at all if I liked them. I do love, like, for mint snacks, nothing beats the York Peppermint Patty. That's delicious.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm sure I like Mentos fine. It's just like eating toothpaste, right?
Yep. Lifesavers out clearly in the lead now, but don't sleep on Spree, which will be coming up.
Hey, we're hitting the classics today, at least.
Yeah.
It's no more like artisanal wheat crackers from this one farm in Denver or something. All right. Seggy time in this ramshackle Grinch flavored episode. We are, much like the Grinch is mowing down who's, we're going to determine which baseball team mascot can mow down the rest as we move on in part 2 of the MLB mascot tournament. We're going to do the National League today, and then we are going to get to the finals and whatnot. All right. So we are going to start with the 8 and 9 seed, the Philly, which is really just a Philadelphia person. There's nothing. It's like just someone from Philly versus a marlin.
Which is a fish.
Was it a fish with a big pointy nose? Yeah. Like a sword-shaped nose.
A Philly can refer to also like, you say that about like a woman, right? That's like an older...
Yeah, a feisty Philly.
Also a horse or no?
Yeah, that's Filly, I think, not PH. Yeah. But, so it's not a horse in this country.
Pretty hot and illy.
So it's just a person. It's just like a random
Philadelphian
loser.
It's like the Philadelphia Baseball Club kind of thing again. So someone who plays for the Phillies baseball team.
Jed, you have some history out in Pennsylvania, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My both my parents grew up in Pennsylvania. My grandparents lived there. Used to visit Pennsylvania. Went to Hershey Park many times, which is not too far from Philadelphia. And of course,
Phillies
I do
or
love...
Pirates fans?
What's that?
Or were they Phillies or Pirates fans?
They didn't care, but they were closer to Philadelphia. So if they did care, it probably would have been Phillies.
Okay.
And I do love cheesesteaks. Philly cheesesteak is a fantastic sandwich. But I mean, these people from Philadelphia, they just give they're like, oh, look at me, we've got a cracked bell. Who gives a fuck about your cracked bell? No one. And that cracked bell is not going to save you from a razor sharp point of a deadly fish. It's going to stab him through the stomach. So I'm going to go with the marlin here for the victory.
While I do think the marlin will win, I have to say the bell would save you from the tip of the marlins.
It's too heavy for these weak Philadelphians to lift.
But yeah, I'm going to say since they don't have the bell in this match, I'm going to go with the marlin.
Okay, lack of bell being pivotal in this matchup. Okay. Number 5, Diamondbacks, like a rattlesnake, against number 12, Brewers. So typically big, fat, bearded guys who make beer. They're almost exclusively fat and bearded.
I'm surprised you put them
so much lower than a dude from Philadelphia.
They're just
I know. I'm surprised you put them way below
I don't know. I just picture them being like unathletic and drunk all the time.
Yeah, but that's good for fighting.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's true.
They can pick up a keg of beer and whip it at somebody, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I actually
get bit by snakes and not even notice it.
Or you to death talking about the notes in their homebrew IPA, shit like that,
Yeah.
I'm picturing a big beer swilling. I've seen my share of big beer swilling Wisconsinites.
But they don't all make beer. This is the guys who make the beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is a fucking chemist?
Nah, they probably didn't graduate high school.
He's a drunk. Okay, this is a drunk.
He's a drunk that talks about hops. That's what he is.
I actually think that he could take the snake. Like you said, that snake could bite him. He's not going to be affected. All the snake's going to get that small amount of venom cannot overtake the alcohol content in time before that match would be over. So I'm going to give the edge to the brewer.
The snake gets drunk from ingesting his blood.
Yeah, beer is a well-known anti-venom. That is true.
Yeah.
And and you have enough beer flowing through your veins, it causes the venom to reverse into the snake. Is that what?
Yes.
Now you know.
Vulnerability to venom. Yep.
All right, I buy that. I'll go brewer.
All right. Upset for my beloved Milwaukee Brewers. All right. Number 4, a Brave versus a Padre. So obviously a Padre is like a Mexican, typically in Mexico because it's Spanish, and it's like a priest, and the Brave is like a Native American warrior. I don't know.
Comes with a tomahawk, presumably.
Yeah.
They do the tomahawk chop, right?
Unfortunately, yeah. I think it's their logo, so too. Oh no, it's the A. Anyway.
Jed.
All right. Well, as much as it really pains me to see an axe go directly through the face of a priest, I think that's probably what's going to happen here. I have full faith in the Native American warrior to get the job done here.
Yeah, I feel like the only time I hear Padre, right, if you're not speaking Spanish, is like the cool guy in a movie. It's like refers to the priest. Yo, Padre, give me a hand over here.
Michael Madsen or something, yeah.
Right.
Putting a cigarette out on a pew. Yo, Padre, right. Take this tomahawk chop.
Yeah, I think the Brave. I don't think a priest is not well known for his fighting skills.
Generally not.
A Brave. The term Brave implies that this particular Native American can fight. So I'm gonna go Braves.
I learned my lesson too with the angel being making him top seed or him or her, and you guys said he was a pacifist. So I think the Padres suffers.
Is that what happened? I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, we usually try to eliminate things that confuse us.
All right, number 3, a bloodthirsty pirate. Yarr! Against a boring ass cardinal. Now, Chad, you recently, again in the last tournament, you said Orioles were the worst bird. So, is Cardinals worse than Oriole or no?
No, I don't think so, because I like red more than like orange or whatever Orioles are, you know?
Okay. Sounds like a solid plan.
Yeah. Like the Cardinal is like kind of a cool looking bird, but it's still like a tiny, weak bird. Pirates, they're bird experts, right? They kept parrots, a way better bird, by the way. They carry parrots around. They know how to deal with birds. So this is going to be an easy win for the pirate.
Cardinal is... I don't know how many red birds there are in existence, but any one I've ever seen, I was sure was a cardinal, right? Like,
Maybe a parrot once in a while, but yeah.
So
look at that toucan; it's a cardinal. Stuff like that.
But yeah, pirate. This is an easy one for pirate.
When the Grinch ran over a bunch of crows with his car, they turned all red from the blood, but they weren't.
And they became cardinals.
And they were cardinals then. All right.
That's what happened.
Number 6, cub, a baby bear, versus 11, a national. Which
wait, go ahead. What's a national?
National is like it's really undefined. They just called them the Washington Nationals when they were a long time ago. We're gonna go with something akin to like the Patriot, just someone who loves America.
Okay, so you have a baby bear ranked above multiple human mascots.
It's still a bear. You wouldn't want to fight a baby bear. It's got teeth and claws and shit.
You ever seen
you
like
thought
a baby panda?
You thought one grown bear could take on an entire football team.
Yeah, it's a grown-ass bear. Like, that thing weighs like 500 pounds or whatever. Baby bears you can like pick up. You can whip them across the room. You know?
You can? All right.
So I typed in, when does a cub become a bear? And it says...
After he first sleeps with a woman bear, I think. Right?
It says, the bear rank is earned by completing 7 adventures as described below.
This
is for Cub Scouts.
Have to go on 7 adventures?
Eat
Climb
honeycomb.
tree.
Catch salmon.
Beat up the Revenant.
So, but I'm not getting a straight up answer on this. So,
what's the other? What's the bear movie with Alec Baldwin and
The
Anthony
Edge?
Hopkins? Yeah, that's a better bear movie than the rest.
I think a cub does refer to the very young, like the youngest, right? Once they're like teenage bear time, that's no longer even a cub. I think you're now just talking bear.
Okay.
So I think that this human probably could beat the bear, so I'm going with the national.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a baby bear. We're not talking about some like barely legal bear, or anything like that. That's not a cub anymore. At that
Jail
point,
bear.
When it's quote barely legal.
Wow.
Yeah, I think the cub is going to lose here, unfortunately.
Okay. Number 7, the Rocky Mountains against number 10, a Dodger. Now, the Dodgers got their name because they used to be based in Brooklyn, and in order to get to their stadium, you had to like dodge a bunch of subway cars. Like you had to jump over the tracks and shit.
Wait, what?
I guess that's what I said. So they called them Dodgers. They started like colloquially referring to their fans as Dodgers.
You had to Frogger to get to the stadium?
I guess. So it's not necessarily someone super athletic. It's just fans of the Dodgers who have to dodge trains. Can they dodge mountains? Go. And the mountains do not have the nuclear codes.
Was the Dodgers originally based in Whoville?
Lots of Grinch-powered subway cars just slamming into them.
How do you beat a mountain, I guess is the question for the
Climate?
ages.
Now, how does a mountain beat you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've seen Everest beat many a man over the years.
Sure.
You know?
Well, we've seen people beat Everest then, I guess, right?
Okay, so do we believe a New Yorker could climb to the top of like some 15K high mountain in the Rockies or something like that?
Hey, I'm climbing here.
And unless there was like some coney dogs at the top of the mountain, I don't think that's going to happen. So I guess I'll go with the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, I think it's the Rockies. I think the Dodgers are ill prepared to beat the Rockies.
There's no trains they have to dodge on the mountain, so their skill list is worthless.
You know who could defeat the Rockies pretty easily is the Grinch. He had to get up that mountain just to get back to his cave.
That's true.
Lots of ability in that. All right. And finally, to the number 2 seeded Giant against number 15 Reds, which is just the color. It's like
The
Reds.
color red?
I think it's just like their uniforms for Reds. They called them the Reds. So a red colored uniform, I guess. Can they defeat a uniform? Could they tear up a uniform?
Yeah, it's got to be Giant. I'm interested to see what the Giant could do in this tournament.
Yeah,
So I'm going to go.
let's go with Giant here.
It's got to be Giant, man. All right,
They
back
might
up
be
to the
Giants.
top. The Marlin came out, and it's going to meet our number 1 seed, the Mets. Now, the reason I put them number 1 is because the Mets refers to metropolitan, which means a population or a city of more than like 20 million people or something like that, or 20,000 people.
What?
So it's like, that's what they said. That's what the metropolitan is. So
it's the whole city of New York?
Yes. It
versus
is.
a single cardinal.
No, a single
The
Marlin.
Marlin.
Oh, a single Marlin. Right.
It's like Marlin just going 1,000 miles an hour, skewering people.
People pouring into the ocean like lemmings, just trying to chase this Marlin down.
Well, fortunately, the Marlin does like the I think we were talking about before, it can jump out of the water and all the New Yorkers are lined up in a circle and it can just like skewer them and curve itself around.
The Marlin had the wanted motion.
Yeah, that's what it is. The movie The Wanted. Yeah. Does the Marlin have the wanted skewer? And could it skewer 20 million New Yorkers? Or
he's getting what, like 4 people on his beat? He doesn't have his sword tip isn't like 30 feet long. He's wanting like 3 people maybe at most. Wanted.
Well, a Marlin's not just a tip.
He's wanting.
That's the verb of wanted.
Oh shit! You got wanted.
Yeah, you just wanted the tip of the Marlin. You're getting the full Marlin. He's in it to win it.
I don't think this fish, if by your definition, I'm pretty sure the fish cannot beat 20 million people.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll agree with that.
Okay. All right. The Brewers pulled off the upset in the first round. Can they do it against a Brave? Ironically, Braves originally from Milwaukee.
Oh.
Okay.
Has no bearing on this tournament, but
Right. Okay. So we have a fierce Native American warrior versus
a drunk guy.
Drunk guy with big beard.
And degree in chemistry.
And degree in chemistry. And he's impervious to venom. Remember, he could shoot the antivenom back into the Brave if he tries to poison him.
Wait, the Brave is poisoning him?
He could be. He could try it. He's going to fail if he does.
He's got snake venom on his arrow tip or something like that.
Yeah. Yep, that's what he does.
And the alcohol causes the arrow to reverse and shoot back at the Brave.
He causes the arrow to wanton like all over the place, like wanted into all the Braves.
Everybody in this tournament has wanted ability.
The brewer can take the keg and launch the beer in a circle so that everyone can drink it at once.
The Dodger can like run in a circle and dodge all the subway cars.
Think how many more Who's the Grinch could have hunted if he had wanted abilities.
I'm gonna
the ultimate Who hunter.
I'm gonna kick the brewer out of this one. I think Brave will take him.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Despite the wanted part though. That's
Well, they can both want.
Yeah, it's true.
They're just wanting each other, so it evens out.
They can both want. They both want stuff. All right, pirate versus national.
So the national was
like a patriot of some sort.
Patriotic
like
dude.
Yeah.
Somebody on the January 6th steps, Capitol steps.
QAnon shaman was the national.
Yeah.
He can wanted his bullhorns around and like stab people with them.
A pirate versus the guy that was like put his feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk or whatever it was.
Yep, that's it.
All right, yeah. I mean, I have a lot of faith in pirates here. You know, they have a lot of hardened battle experience, whereas the Capitol rioters were a bunch of basement-dwelling losers. So, yeah, I'll go with the pirate here.
Yeah, pirate. We have not disagreed on anything yet.
Those pirates with the...
These have been pretty clear.
Hardened battle experience. All right, well, this is actually a decent one. Rockies versus Giants. If something was going to take a mountain down, it might be a giant, right? Okay,
so I'm gonna start this early before it gets to that possible matchup.
Okay.
It's the only way that a city of 20 million is going to be threatened is as if this giant is big as fuck. Right, we're not talking.
What's a giant? I'm talking Andre the Giant.
Well, there's different giants, right? There
are many different giants.
There's one,
yeah.
right? Who's maybe like 3, 4, 5 guys tall.
Yeah,
and then there's like Jack and the Beanstalk giant.
He's gigantic.
Who's head up to the clouds type of tall.
Yeah,
and that type of guy, could really do some damage to a city, right? It's like a Godzilla level of big.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, for the sake of what might be coming, that this giant is just fucking massive. Okay? And he's going to take down the Rocky Mountains.
This giant wanteds his beanstalk all around the mountains. Just rips them out of the ground. Like a lasso. Yeah, I mean, that is the thing that they say, that famous expression, like, if you want to beat a mountain, get a giant. You guys know that famous expression.
Yeah.
So I agree here that is true. You get a giant and you beat a mountain. So,
all right. I found a giant and I turned around. Giant. I fucked that up. Let's move on. I'll cut that. All right.
Are you trying to do landslide?
Yeah, like something about the mountain. Yeah. Anyway.
That was good.
No, we're cutting all this. Don't say anything funny. All right. Metropolitan versus Brave. Can a single Native American warrior fight off the New York population? Now
the whole time I've been trying to figure out how Metz has become a city of 20 million people.
It's a metropolitan area. They were named the Metropolitans, and it was shortened to Metz. Do you want me to just make it?
Well, we're shortening everything else to like a singular version of it, right? Like,
okay, all right. So you can have every brave in the Navajo tribe.
Is it a lot? Nah, I want Sioux.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, it's giants, but it's not multiple giants. It's just one giant, right? So shouldn't it be one New Yorker?
I think he's saying it's one city.
But one New Yorker doesn't make it a metropolitan, right? Like one single person would not make something a metropolitan because it's not the definition of what that is.
All right, you're in charge. We'll go with what you say until we feel like changing it later.
You go with what we say until you want to put Statler and Waldorf all the way to the top, or lose them have them lose the hamburger.
I actually think the Native American warrior could do quite a bit of damage here.
What?
Maybe, take out like a good, 100, 200 people. But there's still another couple.
How big is this Native American? Like the greatest warrior of our time.
You think think
Who
New
the fuck
Yorkers-
is this guy?
You think
If they
New
just-
Yorkers are doing anything? They're like the most pathetic people around.
You put
pretty much.
20 of any guy of people just towards this guy. You can't kill them all.
The
just put,
three of
like, a
us could
stack
probably
of-
pin him down.
You just put a stack of hot dogs in the corner, and like the New Yorkers will be so distracted, and the Brave just murder a bunch of them. But eventually, the Brave will go down. So yeah, I'll go with the Mets.
Where's this Brave getting a stack of
You know how much
Go to a
Native
hot dog
Americans
cart.
loved hot dogs, right? You know this. Everyone knows this. You go back and watch any old Western movie. John Wayne is like hunting them down for their hot dogs, stuff like that.
Yeah. Frankfurter Valley or whatever this famous movie. All right, so you're also taking Metropolitan?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How many New Yorkers do you think the Indian could take on? Is it 200?
4.
Okay, but what if the Brave had a stack of hot dogs?
That is different.
What if he was walking
Then
around
he can
wanting
get through.
the...
Then he could get through, the first million or two before.
He's just wanting the hot dogs all over the city.
Right.
Just warping
At that
into
point-
people's mouths?
If he puts down hot dogs, you're then only competing against the New York vegetarians, right?
Yeah.
Which is a lot
Yeah.
less.
Yeah, all the hippies.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. Spoiler: we have a late last minute twist. The Grinch has joined that. No, I'm kidding. All right. We've got pirate versus giant. I think this may be where if this giant is truly like touching the clouds, as Novak described, I don't think I see a way for the pirate here. But I'll let you guys decide. Now the pirates have harpoons and a cutlass and a
Hook hand.
cannonball,
Mhm.
hook hand, peg leg,
Wooden leg. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, which is
Carrot.
super helpful in fighting.
Mhm.
Where you
Scurvy.
can barely keep your balance.
Bandana.
They have scurvy.
Yeah, they have scurvy.
Red and white striped shirt.
Lots of rum. They have an eye patch.
A black skull and crossbones flag.
Yeah. They have. Let's keep going. They have a crow's nest.
Treasure chest.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Yo
Wooden
ho ho
boat.
and a bottle of rum.
That's what they have. They have yo ho ho on their side.
Uh huh.
They have a mast head.
Mm-hmm. They have a pirate's life for me. That's what they have.
They have Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Davy Jones locker combination.
Locker combination.
This combination. It's just a high school locker at the bottom of the ocean. It's got like a trapper keeper in it. Blackbeard
They've
was
got-
mean today. Dear Diary.
I was just about to say they've got black beards. And one
They've
of
got
them's named
Jolly
Blackbeard.
Rogers.
Who are some other?
They've got long johns and
Mhm.
silvers.
and silvers.
They've got pieces of 8.
Yeah.
Ooh, pieces of 8.
They have.
And who are some other pirates? Blackbeard and
Long John Silver,
Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow, Barbosa.
The guy
we're
that
just
took
gonna
over
name-
Captain Phillips' boat.
Yeah. That guy was a pirate.
They've got Somali pirates. That's what they've got.
They've got anti-piracy software. Well, maybe the giant would need that to ward off the pirates.
They've got
They've got-
so many stolen movies.
Norton
Just-
antivirus.
They've got LimeWire.
Bear share.
They've got all the seasons of Sopranos. And only one of the episodes puts a virus on your computer.
Hey, we can talking the pirates into.
We did? Which of those things is going to help it beat a giant?
A virus.
A virus? He downloads a cyber virus into the giant? Is the giant a robot?
Look, the green giant is lime colored, but the pirates have lime wire, so evens out.
Wait, what was the first one called? LimeWire was the second. What was the very first?
Kazaa, I think,
No,
and, then,
no.
and like Napster before that.
Napster. That's the one I was thinking
yeah,
of.
yeah, Napster.
Yeah.
Pirates have Napster. They will steal all of Wiz Khalifa's albums.
The pirates have the Napster founders, and by extension, the guy that was also part of Facebook. So the pirates have Facebook.
Now the giant has Lars Ulrich, who I believe tried to sue the Napster guy. So he has that on his side, but he's kind of a shithead.
Yep. The giant has Lars.
He could rip out a wicked drum solo while he's laying waste to a pirate ship.
All right, Chad, you go first.
All right. Well, on the one hand,
I want to see where you're going with this.
Fee, fi, fo, fum, turn the page.
I mean, the pirate has all those things that we just mentioned.
Pirate artifacts, yes.
All those things. But the giant has Enter Sandman. Yeah, I mean, I don't think a pirate, even equipped with with every single illegal movie of all time, is going to have any chance against the giant. Because the giant doesn't care about movies. I don't know. Got his head in the clouds. Yeah. So I think the giant will just take out the pirate with one big boot.
Okay.
What do you think, Novak?
Now, originally, I made the giant huge, right? That was
you did.
my doing.
You said he was massive, I believe.
Yeah, he is. Look, he's still massive. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But.
Oh my God. What?
But.
The Napster library is even more massive. And I think it's enough to defeat the giant. So I'm going to say pirate.
Wait,
it's gonna leave it up to
how? How's the Napster library defeat a giant?
I will not explain how.
The pirates got the Amazon Fire Stick, okay?
So wait a minute. Like, stolen music defeated a giant? Like, did he go to jail for it? Like, what?
The giant was very sad about the downfall of the music industry.
The giant had all of the giant's music, right, was removed from his iPad once it was found that it was illegal. Okay. And then he killed himself. Skewered himself on the rocky tip of the Rockies.
All right, guys, just like we thought. Finals, Mets versus Napster.
Well, no, you get to pick the giant here.
Yeah, so. I'm saying giant. There's no way a single pirate. Again, a pirate. Again, Napster was pirating music. It wasn't a pirate. Not the same. Arr. I want to hear the new Counting Crows.
Napstar.
Arr, shake it like a tail feather. All right. Mets versus Giant in the National League Finals.
Check it out. I've got a copy of Avatar 2. Like, why did I say Avatar 2 instead of Avatar? Avatar 2. I even in my head, I was like, I'm going to say Avatar 2, and then instead I said Avatar 2.
I'm only allowed to see movies that are rated PG-13.
The old reversal. All right, Mets Giant. Let's get the show on the road here.
Oh.
All right. Well, look, I'll start. Because we are talking about a city of what used to be 20 million people, but is now like 19 million and some, thanks to all the people taken out by the Native American Brave.
It's been a rough time in New York City.
I fucking thought you were going to say COVID.
Oh, did I mention the Giants got COVID on his side?
He's just breathing on all the inhabitants.
The Giant has COVID, currently. Coughs on the city.
The Pirates plundered all the booster shots.
The Giant invented COVID in a lab. Somewhere. No, so anyways, it is a lot of people. What I was going to say is it's a lot of New Yorkers, and that will be a tough fight for the Giant. And honestly, if it was just the Giant, by himself, I don't know if he'd be able to take out all 20 million. But since he has Lars Ulrich on his side, Lars is good for 4 or 5 mil. So I'm going to go with the Giant.
Remind me who's on the other side of this thing.
What do you mean?
Hot dogs.
No. Who's on the other side of the tournament?
Oh, yeah.
You have to decide still between Astros and Mariners.
Oh yeah,
Basically,
doesn't the Mariner have a Kraken or something?
No,
yeah,
he
he's a more docile pirate.
The Mariner was the one who was wanting like his spear around.
Yeah.
Harpoon. Okay.
The astronauts had lasers, if I recall correctly.
Yes. So
Okay.
I think these huge monsters, these kaiju, have taken down more than just a city.
Yeah.
Right? Like cities and countries have had to band together.
Famous kaiju green giant.
They're going to have to Pacific Rim him in order to take him out.
So I'm going to say it's going to take more than just ill-prepared city folk. Right, this isn't like the military's involved or anything. This is just the people of the city of New York. So I don't know what materials they have besides, throwing their hot dogs at him. So I'm gonna say the giant.
And they would never throw their hot dogs because then they can't eat them.
Right, and he lost all his music, so you can't even take that away from him.
That's true.
All right, Chad, did you say giant as well or no?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we will hold off. Bouncing back over the AL real quick, Astros, which was an astronaut, an intelligent and physically fit astronaut, versus a mariner who is wanting his harpoon all over the place.
Right. The astronaut did sneak a roast beef sandwich into the fight. I think we established that.
Yeah. He might be distracted by the hot dogs, to be frank.
Why did the astronaut have a laser?
I don't know. Why do the pirates own Napster? I don't fucking know. Why did a bear have a nuclear code?
There was a very clear A to B there, Geiger. Come on now.
Why do a panther have a Gatling gun that shoots lightning? Or no, lightning Gatling gun to panther down in the middle of the street.
Yeah, I'm disappointed there aren't more weather effects in this tournament.
Baseball definitely was the hardest one to do because it's just a lot of like old people in colors and shit. Birds.
Socks.
It's all lame.
Ooh,
Socks.
This is really hard. I really like Astronaut and Mariner.
I like them both, yeah. I wish they could team up.
I love them. I just love them both.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
like-
we could let them team up.
It's like my dream team. One of them's wanting harpoons to the right, the other one's wanting lasers to the left.
Okay. Put it. All right. I will offer this to you. If you want them to team up to take on the giant, you can.
I do.
But then after, if they defeat the giant, you do have to pick between them still.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay,
Then
so
it
let's do that.
It's like
All
a
right.
Hunger Games kind of situation. Where they team up until the very end.
The most natural pairing of all: an astronaut, a futuristic astronaut, versus a crusty old mariner, versus a giant who just defeated New York City.
Why is he crusty?
He's a mariner. Like all those guys are
He's a
fucking gnarly
mariner.
and shit.
A mariner's gonna marin.
They smell like salt and seaweed and shit.
All right, team up. Now, this is a formidable duo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yes.
Possibly the most formidable duo in history.
Here's the thing. Any one of them, right, either a laser or a harpoon can take out a giant's eye.
Yeah.
Right? But
you're shooting it into
you take out an eye and then you're done. You take out an eye, he's got a second eye, he'll crush you. When you team up, you can take out both eyes simultaneously, and then he is primed for the taking. So I think that the Mariner, Team Marinot. Chad?
Yeah, I will say that Astronaut and Mariner is the most formidable matchup since LimeWire and Smitty. But anyways, yeah, I on the one hand, the giant did beat 20 million people, so what's two more?
Yeah.
But I do really want to see what happens in this final showdown between the astronaut and the mariner. So I think they have what it takes. If anyone has what it takes to take down Giant, it's
man.
two of them.
All the astronauts' experience training in zero G paid off as there are now zero giants.
Hey, it's... What about Lars?
Lars then takes out both of them at one single-handedly.
It is sad but true that the master of puppets, Lars Ulrich, is no longer involved.
Who wins the MLB tournament? Lars. Lars won. Lars from Metallica is the best MLB mascot.
He beat Napster in the finals. All right, you still have to choose then. Astro v. Pirate. Or Astro v. Mariner, I mean.
The old Pirate's back.
No, Pirate's back, ready to rip the astronauts' clearly hoarded music. Oh, did you have a copy of Myst on your computer? Not anymore.
30-year-old game.
Well, the LimeWire's older. I don't know.
What a weird fucking game. Do you guys play Myst?
No, I tried one time and then gave up after 5 minutes. I was like, I don't understand this.
Sounds like something I wouldn't have the patience for.
Yeah.
All right, Chad, go first.
Oh boy.
I don't know what to do. I'm going to make Chad go first.
So I think what you have here is a matchup of two athletes at the peak of their performance, right? Like they're both in incredible physical shape. They're both expert marksmen.
Yes.
It's going to be like an old Clint Eastwood movie where there's sort of a standoff in the town square. They're face to face with each other. Their weapons at their side, waiting to draw. And so it really just comes down to which is the better weapon, harpoon versus laser. Mm-hmm. So on the one hand, we have the laser, which travels at the speed of light, burns through anything, is pretty much all powerful. On the other hand, we have a harpoon, which just kind of like a sharp point to it. So I am going to go Mariner here because of the harpoon. I like a harpoon better. I think it's a more fun weapon.
Yeah, the astronaut, the laser is powerful. And I can't remember how he got a laser or what. But
maybe I made that up.
The thing about a laser, by definition, shoots straight.
Mm.
Right?
You can't wanted a laser. It's a great
point. You cannot wanted a laser.
One might argue.
Everyone knows you can wanted a laser.
Isn't a straight line to your opponent better than curving it around the room? By the time it gets there, you'll be dead.
Haven't you seen Wanted, dude?
I have seen Wanted.
Here's the thing about a straight line is I know where it's going to go, right? So if I know the spot it's going to end up, I can dodge left or right.
Very easy to dodge something moving at the speed of light, too, as we all know.
To dodge a wanted harpoon, right? Much more difficult. Which is why, against all odds, the Mariner is going to win the tournament.
The Mariner takes down a fucking giant and then beats a laser. All right. Mm-hmm. Congratulations, Mariners.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Okay. Hell yeah.
All right. Let's get the spree into the battle here. This is the original spree. Now, spree has been around forever. I remember when I was a kid, my brother really liked spree and would get it a fair amount. He's the only one I've ever known in my life who I can say that about.
I think I've literally never heard of this candy before.
Oh. The green one is tart.
I got a grape to start, I think.
They are... Now, all three of these, even though they're similar sized and colored candies, have a different texture, whereas the Lifesavers sort of clear all the way through, just like a standard hard candy. The Mentos had a bit of chew, and these, you could suck on it. It's really like a sweet tart kind of consistency to it.
How many flavors in this thing? I've seen 3 so far.
There's orange, green,
purple,
red.
Oh, there's a yellow.
and yellow.
All I keep getting is yellow and green.
I do feel like with these like tart candies, flavors make a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
Which, when it comes to things like, what flavor works best with something that's sour, do you think?
Probably apple, right? Sour apple. Well, the ones we're most used to, I guess. Whiskey sour.
Mm-hmm.
Grapes, sour grapes.
Yep. I don't know.
I'm not just asking what are some phrases with the words.
Do word association with sour. Go. Sweet and sour chicken.
I'm digging for a grape and I can't find one.
Yeah, I can't find
I had,
anything
like-
other than citrus.
I had nothing but grape and red for like the first 5.
Oh, I wish. My kingdom for a grape and red.
I still haven't seen a green. I'm like 10 in.
Oh, you can have all mine. That's all I got.
All right, I'm gonna go.
All right, bye.
Jesus Christ.
These aren't bad. And this is just not the type of candy that I generally like. I don't like sweet tarts very much because I can't eat very many of them before I just feel like overwhelmed with the flavors and taste of it. It's just I like some sour candies, and this is just I mean, I guess I don't know if I describe it as sour, but it's just like tart, way too tart, but it's not bad, just not for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm
going to give these an indifferent to dat. They still have a chance because the Lifesavers were in the lead, and they got 2 likes and a dislike, so it's definitely anyone's game. Geiger?
These suck. I don't like them. I don't like sour. I don't like the sour candy flavor of these. It's just too sour. And I don't like the consistency. It's like chewing chalk. It's got that real weird, powdery, crumbly consistency I just don't like. I don't hate them, but I'll give it a dislike that.
Okay. So I do believe they could still... Can they still tie with the love?
Yeah, if I give him a love that, yeah.
So, Chad, tell us why you love these.
Well, these are my favorite of the day. I will say that for sure. I like that they're this. I feel like these actually have the strongest flavor of everything. Like you can really notice the lemon, the grape especially, and the orange especially.
Mm-hmm.
Like you really pick that flavor out. And I actually like some of the like the grape and the lemon are probably my 2 favorites here. I think they're both actually really good. I get what you're saying, Geiger, about sort of like the chalkish consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love, but unlike the other 2, these ones do not get stuck in your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can just chew these and then you swallow them. I never in a million years can I eat this entire fucking log of Spree. It's way too many. I had like 6 or 7, and I'm like, all right, I'm good. On these things. Plus,
I can't eat this whole log. I can eat a quarter of it, though.
Yeah, quarter log.
Yeah, quarter log. Everyone knows that.
Save 3/4 log for somebody else. I did this. This is an old school callback, but I used to talk about how I'd always get stuck eating 3/4 of any cake that we baked, and I had that happen to me. Like we baked a cake 2 weeks ago. My wife ate like 1 thin slice. And then, like, my daughter had a couple thin slices, and I ate 3/4 of the rest of the cake.
Eating 3/4 of a cake is not something that happens to you. I had that happen to me.
Let me add, well, why don't you guys guess how many days it took me to eat? It took that to happen to me. The 3/4
I just assumed it was 1.
Yeah, what kind of cake?
It was a vanilla cake with chocolate frosting.
I'll say 3, a day for each quarter.
Yeah, I'll say 5.
Okay, but Novak nailed it. It was a day per quarter.
I got to eat a quarter of a cake for lunch. Wah.
Well, it was like I would eat like one slice for breakfast and then like another slice before bed.
Can't believe this happened to me 3 days in a row.
What has been done to me?
It's truly, I've just been like so put upon here, having to eat this 3/4 of a cake. No one else will. Anyway, I'm going to give these an indifferent to that.
Okay. 2 indifference. Dislike. The winner is Lifesavers.
Regular old Lifesavers.
Yeah, you can improve upon the best, I guess. So, they're harder to find than you'd think, I guess, because no one buys these things anymore. But the old school Lifesavers with the dub. Geiger, where can the listeners contact us?
You can reach us at if you want to ask us questions about our snack rankings, to suggest your own rankings, suggest snacks, ask a question for a mailbag, something like that. At youtrydat@gmail.com. We're also on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook with the You Tried Dat group. We're on Twitter, #YouTriedThat. As always, we really appreciate everyone who still listens. And if you do enjoy it, leave us a review, a like, and tell your friends and family, and they can listen to us meander around topics like wanting and grinching and eating 3/4 cake.
All right. Real quick before we go, I looked up some famous Mariners that weren't baseball players.
Okay.
Name some famous...
That weren't Ken Griffey Jr.?
famous actual sailors.
Like Rhyme of the Ancient, comma. That sort of thing. That's the point.
How am I supposed to know this?
Famous sailors?
Famous sailors?
You probably should be able to name a couple.
Columbus or something?
Columbus was on there.
Okay, because he sailed the ocean blue.
Who's the guy that went all the way around the world?
Magellan,
yeah.
Ponce de Leon.
Vasco da Gama is a name I'm thinking of. I don't know.
Yeah, I think those guys are some boat people.
Yeah.
Some boat people?
Boat
Boat people.
Little Yachty? Is he in there?
There's literally...
L. Ron Hubbard, famous boat person.
There's literally tons. There's like 50 people here, and I don't know any of these names. David Hackworth, Cornelius Johnson, Cisco Houston.
Cisco, thong song guy?
Irving Johnson is one, but it is not Magic Johnson.
Is one of them a tugboat from the WWF? He was dressed like a sailor, right? Popeye, he was a sailor. He was a sailor man, and he lived in a garbage can.
Yeah,
whatever, right? Yep.
Herman Melville is listed. He's the guy who wrote Moby Dick.
He was an actual sailor, though.
Yeah, I guess he wrote it of his sailing escapades.
Ishmael,
Guys from the guys from Jaws.
Those guys.
Those guys.
You know those guys. The guys from The Perfect Storm. You know those guys.
Yeah. Little sailor guys.
And others.
Oh, the crab fisherman guys from Deadliest Catch. All those crusty weirdos.
Yeah. SpongeBob SquarePants.
He lives 1,000 leagues under the sea.
And Lars Ulrich, he defected.
All right. That's going to do it for this time. We'll be back next time and trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Deuces.
Yep.
Put it on. I'm curious to hear it.
I don't think you're going to want to hear it.
Max, just put it on. Put the song on.
It's not very nice.
Max,
Are you sure?
put it on.
Okay.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
That's me.
You're a fugly piece of shit.
What?
You bring bendy straws to bathrooms because you like the taste of piss, Mr. Grinch.
No. No, I don't. Max?
I wouldn't suck your dick if it was dipped in honey and could cure cancer.
Jesus Christ, who wrote this? Who wrote this song, Max?
Also, you have no dick.
Stop.
the song.
I can't.